So we're doing something a little bit different this week, and we're going to slow it down a little bit and make more of a vlog. We are doing the Isle of Wight road race. Guys, welcome back to the What Life. Let's roll. So the Isle of Wight road race is a Cat 234. There's 52 riders taking part. As part of your entry, because it's sponsored by Wight Link Ferry, you get a free ferry trip over. So I'm bike in the back, and I'm just gonna head over in the morning. It's like what, 8:30 now. Get the 9:15 ferry. Races at 1 o'clock. We're also, I think, gonna have a bit of a mental health check-in, and I will timestamp this video, and that will be at the very end. So a little mental health check-in, just live recently. I'll hit you up on that, because I got some stuff to say that I think's it's just, you know, it's life, it's important. But the Isle of Wight is, I've never raced there. I haven't been there in years. The last time I went was to go sailing many years ago, so it'd be nice to head back. The route itself, the race, is on the west coast. It's 4 loops of a 13-mile course, a little bit hilly. Cat 2 riders, Cat 3 riders, Cat 4 riders. So there is a high chance of being absolutely shelled from the front of the race, which I'm fine with, but I'm hoping that there's enough 3-4 riders or 4 riders that we can create our own little kind of selection, because what's happened previously, or the only other 2-3-4 race stayed together because it was quite flat. This race, and I'll put the profile up, has a few little hills in it, but it's an adventure day, and I want to make this more of a vlog. Let's get on the ferry. The original plan was to come over yesterday and spend the night on the island. Just life got in the way. I just didn't manage to sort anything out in time. So it's Sunday this morning. I booked this ferry maybe Friday. Jumped on the early morning ferry, drove down, hour and a half down to Portsmouth from Windsor. 9:20 ferry in the morning. Got there like 8:40 in the morning. Sat around, had a coffee. Ferry, 40 minutes on the ferry, apparently. Super easy, free, super easy, free. And hopefully it's 20-minute drive the other side. I don't know how big the Isle of Wight is, but it can't be that big, eh? And the race starts at 1, so I'm hoping I've timed it right. One thing I probably haven't timed right is the ferry back home, but that's a problem for me later. Yeah, but considering I sorted it all out on Friday, at least we're on the ferry and there's a bike in the car. That's, I hope.
Please follow the road 250 yards right onto the A3054.
Hi, how are you? 49. 51 riders. I think we have 4 women riding today. Trip time as well, which is quite nice. Full trimmings of a 2-3-4 road race. Got the motor convoy. I presume maybe a couple of car convoys. It's obviously open road. Some of the road has been redone, and it's chip and seal, if you know what that is. It's not the best type of tarmac. It's like a cheap way of doing it, but other than that, I've been told that it's quite hilly. Does not play in my favour. An hour and a half until go time. Sort my life out. out for a little warm-up loop. I'm in a stupid mood today, like funny mood. I think it's all the driving and just in a funny mood. But this is why I really like racing. Is I don't think it's to do with the nerves. It's just funny mood. Don't worry about it. But when you go racing, or when I go racing, it changes changes everything. It just makes the day so much better. Like you're just concentrating so much on one thing, and that's the plan. Is on a 2, 3, 4, all I can do is try and sit in the bunch, 50 riders, so maybe try and sit in the top 30, not near the top 10, 20, 10, 15, top 30 riders, give myself half a chance so that I don't get concertinaed too much. Just ride my bike, and I guess when the hills come, just take each lap as it comes, like survive lap 1, survive lap 2, hopefully survive lap 1. Just got to ride each one hard. That's my problem is yeah, I need to survive the lull, because I think I need to survive till the lull, because I think people will break it up, and who knows, I haven't done it before, but give it best shot. That's what we're here for. Right, so it's going to be fun. I think 2, 3, 4 races just make me a little bit more anxious, because that some guys, can actually send it rather than me, who just talks about metaphorically sending it. And yeah, so 4 loops. I'm gonna stick the course on this anyway. So even if I get dropped, I'll go solo for 4 loops, get my miles in. So it ends up being just around 50 miles, 80k. And yeah, treat it, like I said, 1 lap at a time. Like if it's a 13-mile loop, then I guess, my first race is 13 miles, make that one. Then I gotta make my second race another 13 miles. That's the way I need to approach this. I mean, who knows what's gonna happen. But if there are little selections and groups to dive into that, if it does break up, that I think would probably be a better result for me. Then I don't have to try and hold, Cat 2 speeds and paces and tempos and things like that. I get to ride with people that might be 4th, maybe 3rd. Oh, this is something I've never done before. Road race with punchy climbs, or little punchy climbs. Ooh, makes me anxious. Oh, I've just been out on the course. Some of these hills drag on, obviously. It's gonna be one of those days, isn't it? Okay, hold the on today, Maxi boy. Yes, the coastal climbs, coastal road, undulating, and I've got no idea what I'm talking about, please remember that. But I know that faster guys like to attack when they have that opportunity on like slight uphill, slight inclines. So yeah, because speed differential at lower speeds is more, basically. Okay, half an hour, 20 minutes until race briefing. I will get a really good view of them when they're up the road, going around the corner along the coast. What a day for it. Might take it half a lap at a time. Forget 1 lap at a time, half a lap at a time. Survive half a lap. Oh my God, we got to be ready for hell today. It's gorgeous, but it's also, oh my God. Right, ready for war. Let's get back for the briefing and get racing.
Race underway. Okay, all I ask.
Okay, so let's do this. Guys, all I can do is give you my account of what happened. I don't actually survive the 4 laps that this race was meant to be, the 80k, the 50 miles. I survived one with the front group. We are neutralised at this stage, so we got Commissionaire's car at the front, and it's being taken out fairly easy over the first hill, and then they set off. And this is us underway. We're now under race conditions, and there are 51 riders, as said. And it was all very well behaved, like great road race. And you can see that obviously we are on open roads. Wasn't a huge amount of traffic, and the traffic was well catered for or well prepared by the bike commissionaires and the bike convoy that was looking after the race. So everything was great. Really great, but you will see cars obviously flying past on the right hand side, some cars parked up, and there are a few little choke points along the course. And you can basically see, talking of the course, that the front side of the course has got those 2 little climbs, and the back side is actually slightly hilly. And here's us coming through some of the pinch points, and everything was going well at this stage. And I'll be honest with you, I'm maybe 40th wheel, probably maybe even 50th. I'm not near the front. That was it by design? I just couldn't really. Yeah, this was probably the hairiest moment of the race. Some guy almost ends up in a bush, just there, like a little bit up there, and that was it. That was basically the worst thing I saw. But then the problem is that we're on the back side of this course, and for me, the thing that I couldn't do was just like keep repeating these little climbs, keep repeating these little hit outs, and that's what was like wearing away at me. And it was like just a bit of a killer for me, because you do the little punchy climb, then you have to recover and then dive in. And then the problem was that the LeCol guys had 6 riders, and there were always 2 of them up the road. And this is us doing the com, or just about to get, I think we're just about to head up to the com, which is the slightly, or it's probably the hardest of the climbs. Yeah, easily probably the hardest and punchiest of the climbs. And this is the com itself. You can basically see the guys on lap 1 took it up really quite hard, and this shelled a bunch of people actually. So out of the 51 riders, we lost a few riders coming up here, and every lap I have a feeling that riders were kind of being nudged off as people attacked on this climb. And you can see where it is in the loop, and you have to do it 4 times. We only managed it 3, so we only did 3 loops. But yes, as a race, this was going up here hard. It definitely shelled a few riders on the first lap, because you have to get to the top and then you have to ride off, there is a descent afterwards, so people were riding off the top quite hard, and that was the hard thing. You have to continue the effort, you have to keep going, you have to work hard, and then you do that 4 times with some good strong riders. And this is a 2-3-4, guys, so you got some good Cat 2 riders in there that were just taking it off the front. I remember Jay saying, I think he held like 340 watt average for this entire race. So that's pretty strong, in my eyes, certainly that's pretty strong going for a 2-hour road race. If I held 340, I'd be over the absolute moon. Another guy was like 315 or something like that, slightly different weights of the riders. And then we get to this side of the course, which is basically back downhill, this gentle, like rolling slope, which was fast. New road surface, not the, slightly dodgy chip and seal road service. If this had been smooth tarmac, this would have been absolutely lightning fast. It's a mile an hour or so slower, just because of the rolling resistance on this kind of chip and seal that they've put down. But this was quick, and you had to really hold on, and you kind of see me just lose a wheel a little bit. But this is where it goes wrong for me, is that I finish the first loop, I make it round 1 lap, get to what effectively is probably the second biggest climb. One of the LeCol guys goes off the front, the diabetic cyclist, thanks for that, big shout out, goes off the front and takes the group up hard. And the thing is that I'm riding this and I'm thinking, oh yeah, sweet, this feels all right, this feels good, keep going, yes, we're still in. And you can see I'm right at the back of the group, like right at the back. I haven't given myself any room to like fall back. That's I don't have any, I couldn't have got anywhere else, because one thing I don't have is, when people talk about bike racing, they talk about positioning, they talk about placement and sitting on wheels, but the unspoken things, if you don't have the watts, you don't have the watts, and you can't hold on. Doesn't matter whether you're sat on a good wheel or not. If that wheel is working too hard for you and your ability, you can't hold on. I thought I was going to survive this, I'll be honest with you. I thought I was going to survive this hill, because I'm pulling up and I'm like, okay, I feel like we're okay here, but then it just starts, you can just see that wheel disappear out of picture, and this is where it starts going wrong. Head goes down a little bit, I'm like, oh no, there's the start finish line. So I'm like, sweet, we've made lap 1. Pull back on, but get in. Pull back on and get in as far as you can. Get up on wheels. And this is what I'm trying to do. I'm like, work up, like give yourself as much room as possible to then come backwards if you need, and try and get in the group and get the pull as much as possible. So this is me trying to like work up and through, but then obviously, like I said, you're at the mercy of of what you have available, and then I was just like, oh no. And then when you start going backwards and you know there's nothing you can do, possibly the worst feeling in the world. And here we go, and we're not that far from the top. I'll be honest with you, I felt, wouldn't have taken another 30-40 seconds, but sometimes that 30 or 40 seconds is too much. This is a funny incident because I ended up rolling around with a guy, and for some reason he just hooks off left off course. I think he thought it was the turn, and I'm like, where are you going? And for some reason I follow him, and then I was like, no, wrong way, get back on course. And I don't know why. You know when you're like hammering along and the guy, you just sat on the guy's wheel and he turns left. I was like, stupidly just went with him. But anyway, I was about to quit the race, and then after the second lap, did a whole lap on my own after being dropped. And then these 4 riders come up, catch up with me, have a quick word, and like, right, let's do one more lap. So we fire in for our 3rd lap. You have to register 3 laps to get a place on the finishing sheet, so you don't actually have to do the full 4 laps. So this is us. We've been bowling around as a 5, just sharing turns, having a nice day. Too nice a day not to do something like that. And I'm gonna say, not morally invested at this stage. I wasn't too bothered about how things work out from this point onwards. It was nice to roll around with 4 other guys. I actually felt quite good. I just didn't feel like being the guy in a group that tries to hammer it to a finish line. But it was fun, and I still wanted to ride my bike, obviously, over the finish line. But I wasn't too fussed. I wasn't too fussed about trying to do people over for 50th place. But yep, that's it. That's Isle of Wight road race. That was my Isle of Wight road race.
Well done, boys. You made that so much more enjoyable. Thank you. Nicely done.
Oh my God. My morale at the point where I was about to drop out was so low, and then these boys come past. I'm like, come on, let's go, and then straight back, top draw, to like having a great day out. I came around that corner. I was like, I'll just get up to the flags and I'll drop off after 2 laps, and you boys come rolling past and told me I had to do another lap. But yeah, I'm going to be interested to see how many end up in the finish in the bunch. It was hard. Let's leave it at that for now. That was very, very tough. Very happy to be picked up by a small group. You basically needed to finish 3 laps to get a position, and then, or at least get onto the finishers list. And then I think there were about maybe 20-25 in that front group by the end of it, and then a few other people, so maybe 35. Yeah, something like that. So yeah, 25-30 people still held the bunch, but that was a hard race. Right, back to the HQ for a debrief. Beautiful finish line there, huh? I really am getting into this racing thing. Road racing's, it's a whole nother sport that I've kind of got to get used to doing. I definitely need to find some more, I don't know the best way to put this, but yeah, like 3-4 races. Well, that's exactly how I want to put it. I need easier races. A 3-4 race, a 3-4 road race, I think would be great for me, because turning up to those 2-3-4s, even though it was fun rolling around with those guys after we got shelled, it's not quite a race, is it? Because you're shelled and you're not in the bunch. So I think I'd feel a lot more confident riding a 3-4. And just, you know, one of the guys that we were riding with did Goodwood on Tuesday, which is the race that I did, or the event I did, but he did it in the E123 and got 15th. So, you know, it obviously, you know, people have different days and hard days and good days and bad days, but that was hard, and always constantly amazed at how good people are at riding their bikes. So, you know, I'm gonna stick with it. Like, I'm not disheartened by turning up and getting 3 out of 4 laps done. If anything, it's better than when I did the 2, 3, 4 where I got 1 lap done last time. So yeah, I need to find some 3-4 road races, be a bit kinder to myself, I think. But yep, we're not discouraged, so you can say what you want, but I'll be back to an easier race. I think the best thing about racing is, like, it just picks my mood up. I am now in such a good mood, and if you saw me earlier, just my head is everywhere. I'm in a great mood now. I got my ass handed to me by those guys. So I was chatting to a couple of the LeCol guys, just to give you some context. Jay, who, sorry Jay, he's a bit of a bigger lad, like maybe 85 kg, maybe a little bit more. He held 340 watts, one of the other boys 314, so, which is obviously, it's a 2-hour race for those guys, the front group that finished. So I don't know whether, you know, I'm just giving you trying to give you some context of what they were doing to get to where they got to be in that front group. But yeah, that was, what I don't have is VO2 repeatability and the heart and lungs of a 20-year-old. But a lot of fun. Like, my mood just is like, my mood goes from here to like here. So anyone that kind of, and this is my point, and this is people will say, oh, I cycle too much, and I agree with you, I do. But look what it does to me when I get to do it. It makes me feel so much better. And yeah, anyway, fun race, hard course because of the punchy little hills. But, you know, saying that, the LeCol guys, chatting to them, you know, there was 7 of them. They had a little plan. So it makes it, you know, if you are here as I mean, I think like the 2 guys that first and second weren't part of a team. So what ended up happening was 4 riders had a little break, minute gap between them and the group, and then they got brought back. And then, I mean, this is obviously me just reciting what I've heard. I don't, you know, but yeah, that was a cool one. But like I said, I need to find some more talent appropriate racing to do. The Villiers was, loved it. Freshly waxed chain, which obviously helps. Yeah, good day. Good day. I'm so hungry, I need to get some food. I just love bike racing. Like, that's the problem, is I know that some people will look at me and think, you know, why do you do it to yourself? Because you're horrible. But I just have so much fun doing it. And my expectation from myself is not super high. I mean, I'd like to do better and I want to improve. And I think I am improving. Just also, I will put that, I think I am improving. But I just have so much fun doing it. Like, I just really enjoy it. So it's a win, or it feels like a win, even if it's a dead last. Surrounded by your uni mates in your 20s and, you know, your work colleagues in your 30s and all that stuff, and meeting people. It's harder to make friends in your 40s and maybe your 50s as well. So you get more isolated, and then if you're not good at asking for help, you have less people that you can even consider to ask for help. So it's a funny space, and I have to say that I'm eternally grateful for everyone that does touch base when I do something crazy, because like, unfortunately, I mean, you watch me bike race, I'm quite impulsive, like don't often I do things I don't often mean to. That's not exclusive to riding a bike. I make bad decisions sometimes. And support means a lot, and I don't know how you find ways to seek that out, but I do know that if you do nothing,
and continue to follow the road towards A27 the west.
I do know that if you do nothing, you're going to make the situation worse. As in, when I say do nothing, as in when you don't find a way to reach out or kind of share it with the world. And I'm not saying what I did was correct. I obviously know, like, it was silly, it was childish, whatever, but it did get me to a point where I found people asking me whether I was alright, and in some senses that meant a huge amount to me in a time when I kind of, I guess, needed that. And yeah, and then, you know, just to tie it a little bit back to cycling and stuff, I just meet so many nice people and supportive people, you know, when I go to races, just people are nice. And I think as a hobby, what I'm doing and the amount that I'm enjoying it, I cannot...
Please keep right in 1 mile and continue.
And I can't really, like, quantify how much I'm enjoying it, because, for instance, today we're out riding, we're in a bunch, 50-60k an hour, and I have flashes of things that are going on in my life just flash into my head. I don't know how to turn it off. But the nice thing about coming and bike racing is that flash will come in and it will go, because the next second something happens and I have to refocus and I have to be back in that space. And that's what I kind of really, really, really enjoy about bike racing. And it's funny because I wouldn't really wish the way that my mind works a lot of the time. I wouldn't necessarily wish the way that my mind works a lot of the time on anyone, because I don't know, I can't turn things off, or I don't feel like I can, or I'm not good at it. So coming and racing bikes, it makes me feel like me. I absolutely it's not, put the fun side of it apart. I genuinely feel like this is the stuff that I kind of need in my life, is stuff that makes me get out of my own space and just into an environment where you're just there in the moment and enjoying it. So, like, I've really enjoyed this year. I've enjoyed bike racing. I've enjoyed meeting people bike racing. I've enjoyed the support that comes with it. Yeah, I guess, like, a little thank you to anyone that has seen me do something stupid and still just doesn't think I'm an idiot. I mean, I am an idiot, but I don't mean to be. But anyway, just mental check-ins. I find it hard. I find it hard to ask for help. I don't have any answers for it. And I know some people are going to tell me, oh, you should go and talk to someone. I do talk. Yeah, I see someone. Like, I'm fine. I feel like I'm fine. I feel like if you'd asked me if I'm fine on the way down here, I might not have said yes. But I'm driving back home now feeling great. And part of that is just feeling more like myself, because just that environment that I've kind of found, which is sport, like it's always been exercise. And I'm happy to find it. And it's not like that's the thing, right? Is it a requirement? Do I need it? Am I reliant on it? Who knows, hey? Who knows? But anyway, just, you can be a good person without being nice all the time. I think. I think. Good people can make bad decisions. Go easy on yourself. Find ways to reach out, because you might be like me and you'll never say I need help. But I guess there are ways that let the people around you know that you might be struggling, and find that, because it means a lot. Guys, thanks for tuning in to my ramble. I appreciate it. See you on another one.